on? What's good? What's cracking? How y'all doing? It's your girl Irene, the motherfucking passion queen, and we are live. I know. Oh, sorry. Welcome to the Queendomme, where we talk about life, love, sex, and everything in between, with a heavy focus on BDSM and the BIPOC community. Happy Taco Tequila Titty Tuesday. If you buy a girl some tacos and tequila and tell her she pretty, she just might, maybe, possibly, with consent, show you her titties. I'm not making no guarantees. But anywho, so yes, I know we done missed a couple of weeks. Listen, it's holiday season. It's the end of the year. It be a lot going on. Just work with your girl, okay? Just work with your girl. Nonetheless, we are here tonight. And tonight we will be talking about intimacy. What does intimacy look like? Is it something that is no longer a thing for us now? Uh, or is it like a lost art? You know what I mean? People just kind of forget how to do it, type shit. Ooh, no, I did not say that. Lord help the children. Anyway, so I got a couple of people that's joining us tonight. My good sis, Simply K Simone.
Hey y'all.
How?
How?
Uh, so we got one other person that is on the way, and as soon as they hop in, baby, y'all know we'll get them into this situation. But
Mm-hmm.
until then, so first off, I want to go ahead and give a general definition of what intimacy is. So the
Okay.
definition that I found says intimacy is a feeling of closeness and emotional connection with another person. It can involve physical or emotional closeness, um, and can include sexual intimacy, romance, or love.
Mm.
All right. Oh, and here we go. Midas coming to the stage. Hey, Midas, can you hear us? Are you
Hey,
good?
yes, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me get up on the camera.
What up, Mr. Smell Good?
What up, broski?
Always, always in attendance. We appreciate it.
Always.
Come on with the orange. You better,
Bro!
baby.
If it's
Come
that,
on with it.
please.
I
Say
try
Just,
to do
that.
a little something, just a little, just a little
just
something.
a little something, please. Come on now. I love it. Okay, so when I was looking up the definition and just looking for different things, oddly enough, I ran across a couple of videos today that was talking about intimacy, and I was like, okay. And the overall consensus of the videos that I saw basically were just, reminding people that intimacy is such a integral part of connection,
Yes.
and that it's not, is basically it's not just sex. Because a
Yeah.
lot of people they think intimacy, all they think about is fucking. It's like, no, you can be
Yeah.
intimate, more ways than just sexual with a person.
That's true.
And I ran across an article. It says the four types of intimacy in marriage other than sex. And I skimmed over it really quickly, and I thought it was real interesting. So, of course, the first part is physical intimacy.
Mm.
And examples were cuddling, holding hands, taking a nap together, giving a massage, or taking a shower together. So none of those things are sexual, but they encourage physical touch with
Right.
a person, which is a good way to connect. Then there's emotional intimacy. The examples that this one gave is asking your partner about their emotions, validating your partner's emotions, accepting their chosen expressions of emotion.
Mm.
Example would be like crying or pacing without judgment, sharing how their behavior impacted your emotions, and sharing the positive emotions they make you feel. Then there's intellectual intimacy, be like reading a book together, learning how to do home improvement projects together, stuff like that. Recreational intimacy would be like playing a board or video game together, playing a new sport, baking together, training for a 5K together, stuff like that. Right? Now, I say all that. Lord, he still at work. Jesus, you was always at work. You smell good. Um, I say all this to say is I know for me, and then I'm gonna give my little spiel, and then I want you all to tell me your viewpoint
Mm-hmm.
on intimacy, right? So for me, physical touch is a huge thing, right? Physical touch. and how you talk to me is very, very important. And I think the emotional, like the description that they gave for emotional intimacy was so spot on and important, especially talking about, allowing your partner to be able to express themselves however they need to without judgment. Because let's be 100% honest, that's how Irene got to the point of I would rather handle my emotions in private than with somebody. And I know that ain't I know it's something I need to work on, and I'm working on it. But because things have been held against me, things have been thrown in my face, I've been judged for how I deal with different certain things. It's just a lot easier to be stoic, I guess, for lack of a better term, in front of people versus wearing my feelings on my sleeve. So yeah. But one of y'all can go. Whoever want to go first.
Go ahead, Midas Touch.
Okay. Um, for me, intimacy is probably the thing that I crave most if I'm
Mm-hmm.
craving anything
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to a partner. And I didn't, of course, you don't always know the difference. And then also, I would say growing up, for me, from my experience, growing up, young black boy, we don't have a lot of young black gay boy. We don't have a lot of examples of like healthy love, healthy intimacy. What you see is just sex, like that's how you connect with people. And it took a long time for me to differentiate between, do I want to be with this person because I I really want to get down and dirty, or do I want to be with this person because I'm feeling lonely, because I feel like there's something missing, or because I'm just longing for somebody to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's oftentimes that intimacy that we're missing. And now that I have learned that, and I've learned that about myself, baby, I couldn't tell you the last time I didn't lay down with somebody, because I realized that, like, I don't want to sleep with you. I don't really want that. I
Mm-mm.
would much rather for us to cuddle, let's talk, let's engage in different ways. And I think that it's been an interesting journey for me, because I think oftentimes we will settle for the sex, because it's like, oh, okay, we might cuddle, you might be here for a while, or whatever the case may be. So I'm getting some form of intimacy, but I kind of feel like that form of intimacy is false. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a false truth, because you
Mm-mm.
thinking that you're feeding what you need, but you're not. What you need is a lot more deeper, and it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
more. It takes a lot more energy to reach. So
It does. I totally agree, and I feel like we've discussed this before. That intimacy comes in when you're creating and building that bond with that person, and you're actually getting to know them and building that connection. And like always tell people, sex is easy, but intimacy, it's a journey, and it takes work to build that feeling and build that emotion for that person, because you catch yourself just staring at that person, you just catch yourself just loving being in their arms, or like we always say, you laying on that person, you hearing them breathing, or the way that they smell, and small things like that. That's the difference between intimacy and having sex. Like, it's so, like, don't get me wrong, we all like that. Come on, give me that back shot. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna say I don't like that sometimes, but at the end of the day, to have a connection with somebody where you can just literally just sit there and enjoy each other's presence without having that portion, and feel just as loved, just as safe, just as secure, just as appreciated, without having that sexual contact afterwards. It's like, even if we didn't do this or not on this day, I still feel loved by you. I still feel appreciated by you. Now, because we built this connection with each other. And to me, that's what that means. Because it's like, I could sit and we could be sitting and reading the book, and I look at you and you look at me and we giggle on some shit. I love you, you love me. We have that feeling toward each other. And then, later that night we do, but like I said, it's just that connection that we built with each other that makes it so much sweeter to me when you have an intimate relationship versus just a sexual relationship.
Yeah. And I also want to double back and kind of touch on something that you said, Midas, because I think I think majority of us learned later in life what intimacy was, because
Yes.
initially, based on everything that we're taught, intimacy is so entangled with sex, or sex is so entangled with
Mhm.
intimacy, that the way that it's presented is as if you can't have one without the other, and that's not necessarily the case. And
Yes.
also depending on what relationships look like to you growing up, because you know my parents are of a generation where it ain't necessarily a whole lot of PDA going on.
Mhm.
Right.
You know what I
True.
mean? So seeing what intimacy looks like wasn't always necessarily a thing. um and so, trying to figure that out, especially coming up, as a young girl, and you start getting the attention of the boys, and which is why I am so comfortable at this point in my life of being like, I guarantee you, I don't need the attention. I'm straight. I'm all right. Thank you. Y'all just want to touch my private parts. That's it. I'm good.
It did. It
Okay,
do.
because that's all. That's all. You just want to touch my private parts, sir.
Hmm.
No, you ain't. You can lie to somebody else. Don't lie to me. Okay. But at the same token, I could listen. I could disconnect it too. Like if fucking
Yes.
is what we doing, then cool. But don't let's not start tit
There's
tat
a
tabbing
difference.
over here.
There's a
Man,
difference.
okay. Be honest about what it is you want. Don't think you got a lot to kick it, Craig, because that ain't the case. You know, which
Listen.
is
Listen.
a whole other thing. But I know what I that's something that at this point in my life I definitely value so much more, especially after being in a relationship that lacked intimacy. Like the
Yes.
only time my ex would attempt any form of intimacy is when the fool wanted to fuck.
Mm. Yep.
And then, okay, that it don't work for me because I know what you're doing. Because
Hmm.
you're using it almost like a reward system. You know what I'm saying? The only way I'm gonna get intimacy out of you is if I fuck you. Well, I don't feel like fucking you no more, nigga, because you don't work my nerves. And if you was genuine in the intimacy, then maybe my nerves would be plucked, and maybe at some point I would just gobble your ass down. But that ain't the case.
True.
It's the reason the nigga is a fucking ex.
I don't want to speak for everybody else, but I would love to know your opinion on it. It's like when you have an intimate relationship with somebody, it makes the sex so much sweeter, nastier, more
Listen,
disgusting. If that's a word. Because I feel like when we're in a place where I feel safe, I feel loved, I feel secure because we do have that intimate space with each other. And a lot of people don't realize it opens up another level of you opening yourself up to a person. Uh you might be a little nastier than you more normally be, but you know what?
listen. Because
When you in that
true.
right, I'm
Just,
like, you
just
know what? I never
because.
said I'm like I did some stuff I never thought I said I would come
Hey
do.
man, listen. I didn't cross some bridges too that I was like, how the
Cause
fuck did
listen,
we get here?
I'm like,
That's
I
What
know
the?
I loved you. Y'all had your whole toe and other stuff in my mouth, sir. Sir. Sir.
Child. Hey,
No.
hey, you look in the mirror at your own self like, who is you?
I know. I'm like, I said I would never. And yeah, we did. But
Mm.
again, when a person provides that space though, and I feel like that comes from intimacy, it creates this space for you where you just like, you know what? I'm open. Whatever flow that comes along with it, I'm not worried about the environment at this point. We just in this ball of energy that feels amazing. And I feel like that comes from building an intimate relationship.
that definitely makes so much sense. Like hearing you say that.
Hmm.
Um, because once you do have that level of intimacy, when the sex hits, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I feel safe with you. I can
Yeah.
give you all of me because
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm protected and I know that it's in good hands.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I thought would be horrible for me during sex is like laughing and stuff. I was like, oh my god, like I wouldn't do that. Me and my ex, we were so like he made me feel so comfortable. It was the first time I ever felt so comfortable to the
Yeah.
point where like we just bust out laughing in the middle, and it wasn't like because I was trying to say this joke while we was doing it, and then like I was laughing, and then he started laughing, and it wasn't a moment of feeling insecure or like why did
Right.
that. Now it's thrown off. We were good, and that moment for me that's really important to
Mm-hmm.
feel completely safe and can feel oh I'm sorry and to feel like I am in good hands. That right there, that does something. That unlocks that inner freak. It's like,
It
oh,
does.
because you okay, got got
Mhm.
you say less.
Period. Listen, a word. Thanks.
Hello.
Go get that peanut butter.
Ooh, come on,
And
peanut
like
butter.
we say all the time, it's like people don't understand like when you have reached that level and that connection when y'all just may think about trying something different. It's like either you don't feel any insecurity about it. You just be like, hey, we gonna bust out laughing because we tried it and somebody failed or bust their ass and did something crazy, or it's gonna be the best thing or whatever. But to have a person that you can share that moment with, like you said, y'all laughed about it and just kept on going in the moment because it's like, okay, we tried it, it ain't worked, but it ain't stopped nothing. But again, I feel like when you built that bond and that connection with somebody like that, it just makes everything so much sweeter.
Yeah.
It does, and I mean, and that goes into filling up a person's cup in so many different ways.
Hmm.
Because majority of the time, connections are so superficial,
Hmm. Yeah.
very surface level. Which I get it. Majority of the time, when you start liking a person, you're gonna like a person based off of how they look a lot of times because that's the first thing you see. You see, I know, Kate. It ain't that way with you. We didn't have that conversation. But for most people, it starts off with some level of physical attraction.
True.
Now, sometimes the physical attraction gets knocked out because
Yeah.
you done opened your goddamn mouth and said some stupid ass shit,
Exactly.
you know.
True.
And so now we back to zero in this
Yeah.
motherfucker because you don't know how to communicate. But being able to connect, because ultimately, like, regardless of what you look at, regardless of what you read, watch, hear, when it comes to intimacy, ultimately it is about connection. It is
Hmm.
about having more than just one way of connecting with a person. It's
Hmm.
about, like you said, having a safe space to be yourself and be fulfilled and all this other kind of stuff with the person. Because the safer I feel, and I know I'm not gonna be judged. Because listen, I know my brain can be very, very interesting, and I be coming up with some shit,
Same.
and because even sometimes I think about some shit, I be like, Irene, are you okay? Like, is this? But if I feel safe and comfortable that I can come to you and be like, hey, babe, listen, hear me out, okay? Just hear me out first. Granted, you know it's about to be some bullshit, but the point is, I just need you to listen. And the fact that I know I can say what I need to say with little to no judgment, because I'll be
True.
honest, some of the shit that come out my mouth, you probably need to judge me on, which is fine, but I got adult money and who gonna tell me no?
Exactly.
Because,
Who gonna check me, boo?
Okay.
right. So the question then becomes, are you in or are you out? Are you participating or are you not? Because the train is already leaving. So I just need to know are you on it or not. But being able to be with someone
Yes.
and know that you have a comfortable, safe space to express those things. And
Hmm.
like you said, y'all can laugh about it. Cause either it's gonna be bitch, you crazy as fuck. Hell no, we ain't doing this shit. Or it's gonna be like, you know what? Let's see what happens. Like, but at the end of the day, at least I know you ain't gonna be looking at me sideways.
True.
You know what I mean? And making me feel some type of way because whatever this thing was that came to my brain came to my brain.
True.
But also, I think intimacy also becomes important because life is hard. You know what I'm saying? I think about some of the things, just life things that happen, like losing family members and stuff like that, in my last relationship that I went through, and because of the lack of intimacy, like I couldn't like, I couldn't confide in that man. I couldn't lean into him for support. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like I had to shoulder all this shit myself because I can't trust you with it. I can't trust you with my emotions. I don't have that safety with you to feel like I can just, release and let loose and just let everything out. You know what I'm saying? And that is such a suck ass place to be.
It really is. But again, that goes what we always say is like when we in these bonds and these relationships, like, do we really care about or actually like the person that we being intimate with, or is that just my F buddy? Because at the end of the day, like if that person cares about me emotionally, the thought of me not being okay when you connected with somebody like that, if that don't, like we said this before, if that don't trigger something in you to make you want to be like, man, are you okay? Is there anything that I can do? You know what I mean? It's like when you hear me not being okay, if you say you have this emotion and you connected to me like this, and that don't trigger something in you, then I'm gonna side eye you and check if you somebody that I need to be still effing with. Because at the end of the day, we connecting on all these different levels. Now again, if we already both had the communication that we just F buddies, that's cool. But every day you telling me you love me, and every day you telling me this, and every day you telling me that, but I'm going through this situation, and you be like, oh man, that's messed up. And that's all you got for me? Don't nothing trigger inside of you that make you want to say, okay, well, breathe a little bit, let's talk about it. Like, and again, I feel like that comes in when you built that intimate relationship with that person. It's like you've now been entangled a little bit and emotionally. It's not just about the sex and it's not just about this. It's like you really care about me as a person. And a lot of people ain't really got that. Like that one video we seen, that lady, she was married 7 years and she was like, we just started building a friendship 7 years into our marriage. I'm like, what are we doing?
What was y'all doing for the other
Thank
7
you.
years?
Listen,
That's
but
what she said.
yeah, she said, damn, I'm gonna have to find the video because I think I sent it to Kay. It was either on Instagram or TikTok, I can't remember. But basically she was saying that, her and her husband, they had dated for I think like a year or two. And at this point, they had been married for like 13 years, I think, in the video. And she said it wasn't until year 7 that she built a friendship with her husband.
Yeah.
And she said she didn't understand before then when people would be like their spouse was their best friend and this and another. She just thought it was something to say. You know what I mean? And I think, I can't remember, but I want to say she said that something specific happened to them and it drew them closer. I don't think it was like a cheating or anything like that. I think it was like they just went through a normal life event, like somebody losing family or something like that. And whatever it was, it drew them closer, and she started to understand what it meant to also have your partner be your friend. And that, but it also, that kind of goes back to when one thing I've always said is that you have to like your partner, you have to love your partner, you have to be infatuated with them, and you have to be in love with them. Now, granted, you probably not gonna feel all 4 of these emotions all at the same time, but like, to like your partner means that when you piss off at them, it's certain things you're just not gonna do because you like them enough that you don't want to hurt their feelings.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be infatuated with your partner. I need you to always be infatuated with your partner and infatuated because I want you to crush on me.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? Because baby, I promise you. Baby. Cause I will man crush Monday your ass every fucking week. Them right here, it crush every day. You know what I'm saying? But then you also, I think loving your partner and being in love with your partner is also two different things, because once again, love gives you a certain level of loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
That when you and the person are on the outs, when y'all, are not agreeing on certain things, it's just certain stuff that you won't do to a person. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And baby, that in love, that's that my
Woo!
butterflies is going, and you know what I'm saying? And I see your name across my light screen, and all of a sudden my cheeks start to get red and shit like
True.
that. The ghetto ass shit.
Now I have a question for y'all, if you don't mind. If you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Now, how do you deal with a person that you're building a bond with and y'all just starting to realize y'all really like each other, but you're their first intimacy partner, which means they're learning it from you. They want to learn it, but they're just used to sexual bonds where it's just like, okay, yeah, da 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 da. But you're gonna be their first person that they learn intimacy from. Is that a challenge that you are willing to take on? Um, how much patience do you think you would have in that situation? Because, like I said, a lot of people have so many different paths in their relationships where they really have not known real love and they haven't known real intimacy. And like
Hmm.
you said, until like in your grown early age, it's like, but then just say if you're their first person that they learning it from, that patience that goes along with it. It's like, is that something that you think that you're willing to take on? And if you do, like, how would you go about it?
Irene, you want to take it first?
Go ahead, because I got to think.
Oh, I knew my answer immediately. Double it and give it to the next person. Uh, no, thank no, thank you. I have tried
Same,
to do it,
same.
baby. No,
Mm-mm.
no. It left me in a much worse situation than
Hmm.
when we first started dealing with each other. Um,
Yep.
I at this stage in life, I just really feel like if you want to be something, you're going to put time and energy into being that. And it shouldn't take for you to meet me to say, hey, now I want to be emotionally aware. Now I want to be emotionally available. Now I want to learn how to love someone. That's not something that you do with a person. That's something that you got to learn from within. And that's
Thank
something
you.
that you gotta sit with self, and you gotta learn what you like and what you want out of life, and you gotta love yourself, and then that is when you're able to say, hey, I want you to come share this with me. And trying to teach somebody, no, because then we didn't, how long am I teaching you? How long should I be patient?
Exactly.
How long are we going to be doing this? And then we look up, it's 2 years and you still in first grade.
Hmm.
I ain't got time for that, baby. I
I
got my
agree.
doctorate,
I
graduate.
agree.
So
I agree.
no, thank you.
I agree.
Okay. So I'm a little bit on the fence, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to build somebody from the ground up. No, definitely ain't trying to do that. Like you said, I need you to already have some self awareness to be working on yourself, doing those things. Which I did it. Now, am I perfect at this point? No, because we all know Irene is anti emotions half the time. So, but although I may be anti emotion majority of the time, is I also have the very real understanding that when it comes to building a connection with a person romantically, I cannot continuously have a wall up in order to move forward. Now, if this is your first time having this experience since going through those motions like you said, right, is doing the work on yourself and realizing this is what you want out of life, then okay, I might be able to work with you because you've already done some of the legwork.
Hmm.
Now it's just about you actually going through the experience and figuring out what works, because the truth of the matter is we can do all this work as a single person out here on our own as much as we want to, but a lot of the times you really don't know how far you have come until you're in it, and you can go through the motions of what it means to be in a relationship now that you quote unquote healed, or you've gone through this healing journey, now that you have a better understanding of what intimacy looks like to you, now that you have a better understanding of what you want in a relationship and all these other things. Some things you just don't know until you get back in, till you get back out there. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's why I'm like, it's kind of it's a yes no for me, because yes, if it's somebody who's already put in a good amount of work of working on themselves as an individual, and
Mm-hmm.
so they're able to receive and also give intimacy, and it's not like I'm pulling teeth to get you to do it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like
Gotcha.
if you still at that point where I gotta pull your teeth to it, I ain't got time for that. I'm not arguing with no grown ass man to send me
Mm-mm.
no goddamn flowers to be considerate of me. I'm not
Thank
doing that shit.
you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's especially because they popped up and I wasn't even looking for them before. So at this point, blame it up. Just know I ain't dealing with it.
Exactly. At this grown age, no ma'am, no sir.
Cause
Not doing that.
I I was about to. Yep. Nope. Wait. Too much. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that. Nope.
Nope.
But
Ain't happening.
because okay, I'll use me as an example, and maybe it's because I understand what it is to be that person who struggles with it because of the relationships that I've had, and this goes both romantic and platonic. You know what I'm saying? I am uh I'm not always quick to just open up to people. So I tend to drag my feet, and I need to like when I say I gotta know for sure that I can trust you, that I can depend on you, and all this other kind of stuff before I start opening up emotionally. Cause baby, I am so quick to peep shit and just fade into the fucking background on stuff instead of being. I mean, I'm just being honest. I peep shit and I fade into the background real quick. You ain't even gotta
Sa-
worry about me.
Same.
But but I have realized that when building a connection with a person, that it is very unfair of me to want all this love and intimacy and all this other stuff from somebody and not be willing to go the distance of giving it myself. You know what I'm saying? And so it is a work in progress. Shout out to the favorite for being patient with my ass because I am very much the nigga in this situation. Uh, I'm just honest. I'm the nigga in this situation because I be out. Listen, I be having to take time to process some shit, and I be like, because, and I think we talked about this on one of the episodes that we did for Irene and K Unscripted, where I have a really bad habit of making decisions for people about what they can handle.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I tend to go, yeah, this part of me may be too much for this person. I need to kind of hide it away. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's stuff centered around my emotions and my feelings and whatever the case may be. And the truth of the matter is, it might not be too much for that person. Half time is just I don't want to deal with it. But it sounds easier in my head to say this may be too much to be putting on this person's plate. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having an adult conversation and be like, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. Do you have the capacity to handle it at this moment?
Oh, you talking a little bit too much now, because now I'm feeling like feeling exposed. Like, wait, did she read
Sorry.
my
Listen,
something? Like, baby, what?
Cause
listen,
I
friend.
mean, cause here's the thing, especially when you build in a relationship with somebody, it's a double dutch thing to me. It's like, okay, so do I show this? No. Do I show that? No. Do I do this? Do I do it? Do I say this? Is
Mhm.
that too much? Is that too much? Is this too much? Am I? Do I give this? Is it too early? Is it too? It's like, at least that's me. I would say in my head, it's like I'm always double dutching myself, and then I get a moment. I be like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna say this," and I'm like, "Oh shit, I probably should have said that." So it's kind of like when you in that foundation building stage with a person, or you just like in that phase where it's just like it's something new or it's growing. It's always uncertain, and it's always like you overthinking or you trying to figure it out, and it's like at the end of the day, I feel like when something is heavily pressed on your heart to say, I feel like that's when you know that you should say it. It's like when you cannot shake it or you can't let it go. It's weighing heavy on you. It's like, okay, hey, can we talk about this? Because honestly, I feel like that's how we go from different stages of our relationships and our bonds, is that communication.
Mm-hmm.
And when we communicate and be like, okay, yeah, okay, then you feel the same way. Okay, cool. And it's like, okay, we done went through that little barrier. Okay, let's go to the next level. So I mean, although it's hard to sometimes communicate, because I suck at it too, or I get quiet or whatever. I feel like it's necessary though. It's like, but it's so hard sometimes to be vulnerable, because it's like you don't know how they gonna feel about it either. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I like, oh shit. So it's like I
Listen.
said, until you get to that comfort level, I feel like for me, it's like always playing double dutch, and it's not always easy, because it's like, you remember things of the past. You try not to bring your past along with you, but again, it's like I remember the last time I was vulnerable and motherfucker threw it in my face or whatever. It's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Okay, well maybe I'll do
Right.
that. And then sometimes you get caught slipping because you done built the intimacy with that person. You be laid up somewhere, and then you do some old sucker shit. Like,
They,
oh damn, I done lost
you
all my
like,
cool points with this one. I like, let's
yeah,
fucking roll the dice. You know what I mean? Like,
like, yeah, damn, that's a mark off my player card right
I
there. That's
know.
some
I'm like,
person,
God
nigga.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Forget it. We done did it now.
You be
God.
like, we here, fuck that shit. But
Yep.
no, but it, because baby, I be treating emotions like grenades. I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw that motherfucker and I'm gonna run the other way.
Dead ass. For
Listen,
real.
because baby, the way I will send like a voice note or a text message and put my phone on D&D, I turn the ringer off. It's just nigga, I be like, I don't even want to know when this motherfucking response come in. Like I just don't. You know what I'm saying? I be
I
like,
can't
I
say nothing
just
about it. I can't say nothing about it.
but it's like you said, like I feel like when you've been through
Hmm.
so much trauma in relationships. And I get, and, everybody has had different experiences in relationships, some worse than others, or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes you got PTSD,
Mhm.
and
Hey, bye.
everything in all the red flags, all the signs, all the flashing lights, alarms, everything is going off in your body because the situation is similar. It's not the same, but it's similar to something that you've already been through, and it causes you pause.
Hmm.
And it'd be like, I don't know if my mental can handle a repeat of what I went through before. And I know people take it as a joke when I say this, but I be dead ass. Like, if somebody was to put me through what I've gone through before,
Mm-mm.
I can at this point in my life,
Mm-mm.
I cannot
Mm-mm.
promise stability. I
Mm-mm.
cannot promise you
Mm-mm.
that that door. I If you've watched me
Woo.
plenty of times, you've heard me talk about the person in my head that's down this really long hallway with the flashing light that don't ever work right, and she behind a big ass iron door with a thing that go across it, and a window on it this big with a bunch of deadbolts. That like I feel like if I was to
Mm-hmm.
have to go through what I went through before again,
Mm-mm.
she coming out, and I don't want to do that because she gonna give me life
I'm
with no
going to
parole.
jail. I'm going to jail. I'm going
She
to
get
jail.
it's gonna be life with no possibility of parole. I just know it is. So I'm very very
Yeah.
cautious, and I I do my best to have discernment. Maybe I do my best to pray about everything because at this point in my life, I'm like clearly me trying to make my own decisions ain't been teeth. So I need you to handle this, God, please and thank you, before I fuck up and make another bad decision. You know what I'm saying? It take me another 10 years to get to where I'm supposed to be. I ain't got time for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I don't want to be playing with nobody for the rest of my life. You
True.
know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I'm ready. I'm legit at the point where I'm like, I want someone I can build that connection with, and I can
Mhm.
just 100% be me. I can 100% be free. I ain't gotta question shit. I ain't gotta sit over here with, do they really like me? Are they just saying that? You know what I'm saying? If I show them this part of me, are they gonna look at me weird? Whatever the case may be. Because I mean, the truth of the matter is, my person is probably gonna look at me weird on a couple of things, and I'm fine with it. Because I have some weird tendencies. I do. It is what it is. You know, I'm a biter.
That ain't weird.
For some people, it's weird.
I thought we all did that.
That's right.
Well, here's the thing. There's a name for it, right? It's called cute aggression. Like
I'm
the
like,
latest term is cute aggression.
that ain't
So it's
normal.
like
That ain't normal.
apparently not for everybody.
Oh shit.
Right. For me, apparently not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, I be having to control certain shit sometimes. But it's called cute aggression, if I remember correctly. And basically it's just the overwhelming sensation for something that you like are attracted to, that you think is cute or whatever. And basically what happens is you don't know how else to express all the emotions that you have with it. So you bite the person.
I love you. I mean,
That's
hey, how you doing?
all to me. That's all I'm saying. That's what it is to me.
I mean, I thought it was horrible.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Listen, so because of the reaction that I've had when I do it to people, apparently it's not. You know, so
oh, if I can't randomly bite you, I don't want to be with you. Get away from me.
And
Yeah.
I'm a sniffer. Like I like to.
girl, like a line of booger sugar, baby.
Like if I come behind you and just put my like right there, just be like,
Baby.
y'all be smelling so good. Like,
Because listen, I like being the big spoon for that reason right there. Just that way I can sniff on you, but it don't have to. It don't have to be so
right?
weird because I'm the big spoon. So my face is on your shoulder or something anyway. So now I can just inhale as much as I want to. It's a shot of endorphins. I don't
It
know.
is.
The shit hit.
It really
It
is.
it hit the spot just so right. You know what I mean? But yeah, heavily. Like a lot of bullshit, baby. I'm gonna sniff you hard.
Grabber, sniffer, biter,
Oh, yeah.
licker.
All of it.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. I'm grabbing ass and everything.
Yep. Don't walk
I'm
past me. Don't even walk past me.
I'm worse than a nigga. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm worse than a nigga.
Same.
You play with it if you
Like,
want.
girl, what is wrong with you? Ain't nobody tell you to walk past me that close.
Didn't nobody tell you to be so goddamn fine, my nigga. I don't know what you want me to do.
Now, if you walk past me and I just didn't do nothing, you ought to be worried.
Okay.
Listen. Hey, if you walk past me and at the very least my eyes don't follow you wherever you going, I might be trying to control myself because maybe we got somewhere to go and I know if I start some shit, we gonna be late. But I'm watching. Just know. Just, ain't I know this is past intimacy, but I'm just well no, I say no man, this is a form of intimacy because baby, let me tell you, I don't give a fuck if I ain't gotta be up for another 2 hours. If that man is up getting ready for work, I'm gonna be laying in this bed watching.
Oh God. Oh, marrying all them little lambs. I sure will.
Just watch. He ain't going side to side. Like I'm watching tennis. He ain't going side to side.
Back and forth.
Okay, baby. All I need is a cigarette because this is gonna do me just fine until you get back home. Because I'm a perv. Okay,
Yep.
and then as soon as you give me a kiss goodbye, I'm going right back to fuck to sleep. Damn. And I'll get up when it's time for me to go to work. But I'm gonna be up watching. Thank you. Appreciate the show for the morning. I appreciate it.
You can
I don't
thank me
know.
later for not making you late.
Okay. Because the urge.
Mm-hmm.
The urge. Especially right before they put the clothes on.
Oh my God, today.
Mm-hmm. Looking like you looking and smelling like you smelling. Sir, you about to get the business. The biz not eat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But But I do think those little things are forms of intimacy because they build
Mm-hmm.
connection.
It
Because
is.
I'm sorry, I don't want to be in a relationship where I don't feel desired. And like, I'm sorry, oogling and goggling and all that shit by person, you better know that I want your motherfucking ass.
Listen,
Cause baby, I'm looking every time you move. I'm looking.
the thirst got to be mutual. I don't care what nobody say. It got to be mutual. Cause listen, we always joke about this all the time. It's like don't let that lady grown son call. I'm out. I'm gone. I'll get goddamn what y'all got going on. you getting baptized? Okay, dip. Let's go.
Praise the Lord.
Your baby shower. Here go the eggs. I got the roll.
He was just like, I was just checking on you. Say less, I'm on the way.
Listen. I'm gonna be that. I'm that girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to do it. I got to go. I got to skedaddle. Sorry.
You know
Baby.
what's so crazy is that how I know that like I haven't been connecting with people is because I don't feel that. Like I've talked to so many people since I've been single, and I don't have a moment where I'm like, oh, he calling, let me, I'll see y'all later, bye. You know, like that was definitely a moment with my first two exes. I was like, oh, they
Mm-hmm.
call, baby, good luck. I hope that you don't really need me in this moment because I'm gone. But here now, baby, please,
Listen, I ain't gonna because this is listen. It's you here go the sad part. There are people who call themselves trying to talk to me that don't have my phone number, right? But the only way that they can contact me is social media.
Mm-hmm.
All my notifications for every single social media app that I have is off.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me? Which means if you message me at 2 o'clock, but I don't decide to check this particular app to 7, that's 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if but I, do I need to say this online or not?
I'm talking
Just know, huh?
talking code.
Was he probably everything is in code, but at the same time, the internet is forever. The question is, do I want this code to be out here forever? That's the point.
True.
So we gonna skip that what I was about to say. But yeah, if somebody that I'm digging like that and I really fuck with like that, call my phone,
That's true.
baby, I'm leaving the party. I'm leaving church. I'm,
That church. Girl, let that man finish his service. Let the
I say that,
bishop
but
finish his
I,
service.
I say that I don't even go to church. I'm a heathen. You call it what you call it. But you know,
Oh
for the social
God.
media realm, if I'm live on social media, unless it is something that I'm doing for business, I'm
Oh,
gone.
we out. We gone.
Now the only time I'm gonna have to be like, hey, I'm gonna call you right back is when I'm handling business.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm talking to my mama or my dad or some shit like that. Baby, everything else, hey y'all, I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. You goddamn right, and especially if it's my man is calling. I gotta go. My man said that he missed me and he want me back at home. I gotta go. Okay, okay, good. Cause child, and I don't give a good goddamn
Now,
how you pro-feminist feel about it.
hello. Listen. Now I agree with Midas too in certain instances because it be seasons in your life where you have more than one person on your phone,
Okay.
and a lot of them go in different categories.
Uh-huh,
So in
uh-huh,
some
uh-huh.
people you look at it, you be like, okay, yeah, I'll talk to them whenever. I talk to them whenever I feel like it. And then there's some
Facts.
people that you might get back to a little quicker than you would others. And
Oh,
it's like just because you really ain't built that connection or you ain't really had that feel toward them the way that you should. And like I get that, but it's like when you gonna get to a certain space in a certain pocket, I need you to get a little excitement when you see my name pop up on your phone.
Okay.
right. Because if you don't be eager to talk to me, what the fuck we talking for?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
This.
I'm just saying. Because I mean, 100% agree. If there are multiple, and we know I didn't have my situations of multiple. And the truth of the matter is, I don't give a good goddamn how you put it. If you're talking to multiple people, there's a pecking order.
It is.
Oh yeah.
There's always somebody that's gonna be at the top of the food chain that gets the most attention, that gets
Mm-hmm.
the quickest replies, and all this other
Yep.
shit. It just is what it is because the truth of the
Yeah.
matter is, even though you're building connection with multiple people, there's always going to be somebody that the connection is stronger with.
That's
Right.
true.
Now, whether or not it develops into something, you know, that is to be seen or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be there's going to be that person that I don't care if you on the phone with A or I don't care if you're on the phone with C. If A call, you getting off that phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna call it early
I'm gonna call
Okay.
you. Hey,
Girl,
but
it's
it don't even be like, oh, I gotta catch this. I'm gonna call you right back. Click.
My mama caller. I'll talk to you later.
I gotta go. I'm
Later.
gonna holler at you. And I mean, the truth, it just is what it is when it
that's
comes
true.
to that. You know what I'm saying? And it's no shade, and it's which is also why I think it's very weird when you're in the getting to know phase of somebody and they act like you ain't miss me today.
No.
I don't know.
Nigga, okay,
Exactly. Thank you.
nigga, I don't even know your last name. What you
Thank
mean? Do I
you.
miss you?
Well, you got a whole attitude because I ain't fell in love with you in 1 week and 3 days.
Okay,
Insane.
crazy then. Cause who the fuck? You still get on my nerves when I see a notification from you,
Thank you.
and not in a good way.
Mm-mm.
Cause some days you see the notification, you be like, I'll reply to that later. I don't have the capacity to have
I
this back
don't.
and forth right now.
Mm-mm.
Which eventually that shit just die off.
It
Which pray for
does.
little saints, because
It does.
you know. But I think that's the one thing that I've learned this go around in my singleness. Because in all honesty, so I've only been in 3 serious relationships my whole life, right? And all of these relationships have been. I think the shortest one was about 5 or 6 years, right? With roughly a year and maybe some change in between each relationship. So this is the longest I've been single for almost 4.5 years now. Longest that I've been single, but I was doing it intentionally.
Mm.
Which the first year in like 7 or 8 months, I was celibate. Um, and baby, whoo, let's just say y'all don't need Irene to go down the celibacy journal. We don't need to do that. I was not. I was mean as fuck. Y'all think I'm mean now? Whew, I was mean as fuck then. For
I
real.
don't know how people do it.
Baby, it was the God. Okay, God.
That's
Because I
amazing.
had got to a point. I was like, listen, somebody is going to be responsible for my orgasms other than me. I don't give a damn about shit else. I don't need to be in love with you. I don't need none of, nigga, I don't give a fuck what your favorite color is. I bitch, there's a job that needs to be handled.
She
And
said
that's
keep that
it.
purpose
I
to
don't
yourself.
right. I don't give a fuck how your day went. None of this shit. No, but when it's on some I'm just fucking with you, like we just fucking shit, I'm real like I don't give a fuck how your day went. Nigga, does the dick work? Does the mouth work? Good. Then we Gucci. The rest of this shit, I don't give a fuck. I don't
True.
care.
That's
I
true.
don't. I don't know what you want from me. You
Okay.
know. But that is no
Amen.
longer the case. You know, amen. That is no longer the case.
Amen.
Praise Jesus.
Amen.
Woo! Word. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. But
Listen.
but I knew that this go around of my singleness that I had to do it differently because like my last ex, while I knew this person from like junior high in high school, you would have thought that the level that of friendship or what level of friendship we had would have been a great starting point for a relationship. Not the fucking case.
Mm-mm.
Especially when a person is just an asshole to begin with.
True.
You just can't get past it. But one of the biggest things that I have said that I definitely want to make sure I have in my next relationship is I need to be your friend first. Like, can I really kick it with you, like for real, for real?
True.
Can we hang out? Can we do shit? Can we have a good time? Can you teach me some shit? Can I teach you some shit? You know what I'm saying? Can we appreciate each other's differences? All that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I need more than what I've received in the past.
Yeah.
And a lot of that goes to actually being able to build those intimate connections, being vulnerable, being able to open up to somebody and, really let them see those hidden parts of me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, here's to trying some different shit. It's been an interesting journey, to say the least. Looking interesting. Definitely.
It has been very interesting. Very.
You, the craziest thing, I've been in two long-term relationships, both 3 years apiece. I was engaged to both. From 18 to 26, whatever. I've only, prior to this, the longest that I've ever was single was like not even a year. Because ex number one, we were done in January of 17. I was in December of 17, I was in another relationship. No healing, no nothing. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've been single for 3 years. And the one thing that I always notice is that, like, even though those are my ex, we're still friends and we still have a great relationship. And the one thing that I feel like I'm lacking is that, like, I don't connect with these new people the way that I do with them. We, like, from day one, it was just like we was locked in. We get it. We understood it. It got to a point where it was just like, go do what you do. Like, this is my dog. We in this house kicking it. And now I be like, why are you here? Why?
Mm. Hmm.
Yes. Yes, Lord.
Why are you on my phone?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
like, just, yeah, that's been very interesting to me because even though they are my ex, I long for that connection so
Yeah.
much. And I long just to be like, can we just sit in this house and talk about absolutely nothing? Like, we're talking, but this ain't got no, like, it ain't even got to have substance. Like, we are just engulfed
Mm-hmm.
in this conversation and we've been talking about this for the past 2 hours. And like, that's all that matters. But now it's people want to sit here and just sit in your face and, oh, how was your day? What did you eat today? I don't.
Nothing. What you gonna do about it?
Like, get the fuck
Baby.
look, get away from me.
Sure. And I think a lot of that, and then we gonna go ahead and wrap up after this. But I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of that has to do with people have lost the art of connection
Mm.
as a whole. I don't think we know how to connect. Everything is so superficial nowadays. You know what I'm saying? People are very surface level, and that's all that you get.
How you gonna close with saying some deep ass shit like that? That ain't no closing statement.
I'm sorry.
That's a statement that got 30 more minutes.
Okay.
Right.
I'm sorry. My bad. I was speaking my mind.
Sorry, it hit my spirit when you said that. I'm like, oh
Um,
Jesus.
I mean, but listen. Okay, and I say we maybe we'll bring this up next. Maybe this will be next week's topic.
There you
But
go. Okay.
yeah, I do believe that people have lost the art of connection.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is so superficial. We live in such an instant gratification type society where it's hard to get people to really peel back those layers and
Yeah.
open up. You know what I'm saying? And really like truly build friendship, connection, and so forth and so on. But the thing that sucks about it is that when you get to a point in your life where you start realizing that this is what you need in a relationship for it to sustain and be healthy and be fulfilling, it makes it, these random ass conversations with these motherfuckers that swear they want you, it make it real. You make my ass itch.
Pretty much.
You know.
And you
So
can clock it a mile away, baby. You can just instantly.
every time, motherfuckers don't believe it when you say it, baby. I know Fat Me Greasy. I see it when I see it.
Listen, and that's kind of the
Okay.
beauty of when you went through a situation like that. It's like it makes your fuck nigga senses so high. I'm
My
like, boy, I
antenna
can
is
smell you from
up,
over here. Go on about your business. I can smell you.
and it smell like bullshit. Get you a
Bullshit
question.
and wasted time. That's what it smells.
Okay. I see the trick. You get away from me.
Please.
Okay. All right, y'all. We gonna go and wrap this up. Y'all let them know where they can find y'all and what y'all got going on. And Midas, please make sure you drop the information about Sin Mosaic for us, please.
Absolutely. So you can find me on TikTok at King Midas 95, and that's K the number one Midas 95. On there, I do fashion content. I do a series called Monochromatic Mondays every Monday, so go and check that out. Also, I am one of the influencers that is talking about a show called Sins Mosaic. Sins Mosaic is a lesbian centered show. It is an all black queer cast put on by Lavender Lee. Right now, we are in the production phase. Also, we are fundraising. If you have it, we're just asking for $2. If you got $2, please spare $2. You can, if you go to my page, you will see the videos on how you can get to it and everything like that. But it's Sins Mosaic. Filming should be starting sometime next year, and we are super duper excited about it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the link to Midas's TikTok is located in the description. So just click that and you'll be able to find all those things that he just mentioned. All right. Kay.
You can find me on all social media platforms at Simply K Simone or Simply Spicy Spice. That is my business. Yeah, either or.
Yes. And her information is linked down below as well. And then, of course, I am your girl, Irene, the motherfucking Passion Queen. Y'all know if y'all click any of the links down below if you want to get any of the books, if y'all want to get any of the merch, if y'all want to download Worshiper, make sure you go do that. Please make sure y'all download that track, please, and thank you. Because if y'all want more tracks to come out, y'all got to buy this shit. Shit
Right.
ain't cheap.
Just don't
Okay?
download it. Buy it.
Buy it. Okay? Please and thank you. It's just 99 cents. It's all right. It ain't gonna kill you. But yeah, make sure y'all catch Kay and I on TikTok Thursday nights. Not this Thursday because it's Thanksgiving, but
Mm-hmm.
normally on Thursday nights you'll catch us on TikTok by Irene and Kay Unscripted. Um, 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. If y'all like how we get together here, I promise you, baby, I'm just surprised they ain't gave us no violation check because we be talking
You know,
hella crazy.
somebody on TikTok like us because we be definitely talking some shit.
We be talking hella crazy. Nigga, it should be going wow. Okay? But hey, as long as they keep us, let us rock, we gonna roll with the shit. You know what I
So
mean?
will. If not, we
Uh,
be on YouTube.
right. We got trust me, where there's a will, there's a way, and we always
Hello?
got the will.
Yes, Lord.
Um, but yeah, so please catch us next Tuesday here on YouTube. If you have not, if you missed any of the past episodes, you can always catch me on my on the radio station, Child Live 365. Everything is linked down below on my link tree. That airs, all episodes airs Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central for that. But yeah, thank y'all for coming to this TED Talk. We appreciate y'all. And we'll holler at y'all later. Bye.
Bye.